Okay, my ramble aside, did you have a proud father moment just then?
Oh yes, a lot.
Amazing.
A lot.
So the gentleman sitting here, who I met when he was 19, he's very much a teenager back then. I didn't see him for 2 years. He comes back, he sits on stage very confidently. He does that panel wonderfully. His name was Gustavo, and his father is about to be introduced on the stage right now. Rocelo Lopes is a very OG Bitcoin miner based in Brazil, but he's since pivoted into the sort of payment space where he does a lot of work with stablecoins. His talk is going to talk about Latin America, financial institutions, and the movement of money around there. And yeah, as he mentioned just now, he's a very proud father, as Gustavo was sat just here, just now. So, with my introduction out the way, well done, Gustavo, and please welcome Rocelo Lopes to the stage this afternoon. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joe. Yes, I have my proud moment here to see my son talking. And by the way, he has 10 years of experience with Bitcoin, and he's only 21, because he started assembling mining machine when he was 11. So the way I'm doing that is teaching my kids for the future. Like my wife, she's seated here, by the way, she's going to be playing. She's a DJ, she's going to be playing tonight, so getting the family involved in the whole thing, right? My 2 daughters also is here. It's amazing to be here again. But let's talk about opportunities. Let's talk about what we are doing in Latin America, because this is the most important. Latin America is a place that you see the economy is moving, and then moving really, really fast. Last year when I came here, I was in a panel, I think, with Paul and Samsung, and we're talking about the stablecoins, how the stablecoins was getting involved, and the banks is getting involved with that. But nobody would talk in that time. But then 2025, every single bank, everybody's talking about stablecoin. We think that we have been talking for quite some time already, which I think it is the future. Every time when I see people saying we should get involved with Bitcoin, yeah, we should pay a coffee with Bitcoin, don't do that. Do not be the pizza guy. Save your Bitcoins. Do not spend your Bitcoins in a single coffee, because in a couple of years, you're going to see, yeah, I paid $10,000 for the coffee. Yeah, because the price of the Bitcoin, for sure you're going to get $1 million. The point is when you're going to get it. So are you spending your money now? No, don't do that. So that's where I think stablecoin does the job. And I remember last year I said something. The only USDT, the T on USDT means Trojan horse. That's what the stablecoin USDT we're going to do it. I'm going to show a little bit of the opportunity, the things that we did in Brazil. We are doing the same thing in Argentina, Colombia, and Bolivia, because those emerging markets is really important. We use Brazil as a lab to do all the things that we did. So what we did there? Well, number one, for everybody understand, Latin America, having a dollar account, it is not something that people is willing to invest. It's more a protection. In Latin America, especially in Argentina, Bolivia, these people, they need a dollar account to protect against inflation, a weak fiat currency, and most important, sometimes they receive money from their parents overseas, or they have to send money overseas. So stablecoin is the way to do it. But just for you guys to realize how we put those things together, Brazil developed a system called PIX. It's a payment system made by the Brazilian government, has been copied now in Colombia. There is a few countries in Latin America in line to do the same concept. Argentina has something very similar, 24 hours payment, 24/7 payment system. It's a QR code, generated QR code. Every single merchant in Brazil, every single person in Brazil has a PIX account. And looks just like, I would say, like a blockchain payment, like a lightning payment. Everywhere you can go in Brazil, you can do that. Same thing in Argentina. Colombia is going to be the next country, and also Bolivia. So, but PIX is a 24/7 system. While now, we're trying to put the stablecoin connect on that system, because every single foreigner, so I think most of the people here, if you go to Brazil, you are a foreigner. And as soon as you land in São Paulo International Airport, you're going to see a big billboard saying, if you have USDT, you can pay anything in Brazil using USDT. So even users from Bitfinex platform, you can do payments in Brazil straight from the platform, because we build the connection straight. For you guys have an idea, the PIX payment in Brazil already passed MasterCard and Visa together. The amount of payments is huge. Now, imagine if you are a foreigner and you want to have the experience to do the payment. If you not have a bank account in Brazil, forget about it. Not going to be able to do. So we develop a way that you can download our wallet or you can sign up on Bitfinex, and there is other few wallets, they are using the same technology as us or using our technology to be connected. So now as a foreigner, you can just go there and you can pay anything. You can go to Copacabana and have a caipirinha, and you can pay using USDT or Bitcoin. So the merchant, you never know what happened, but we did the connection straight away. And how that was possible, because the payment system in Brazil. So basically, we put together USDT and fiat in Brazil. We are doing the same thing in Argentina. We are doing the same thing in Bolivia, same thing in Colombia. Because when you understand that way, it is possible. Now, people must say like, oh, all right, so then like Bitfinex is an exchange. Yeah, you can pay straight from there. But the way we did it on Truther is a self-custodial wallet for you guys to try to understand how hard is. You are in control of the private key. You are in control of that. So you need to send the USDT, and then within seconds, we need to process that payment, and you need to do the payment. So the payment actually happened in the way. So it's not something a custodial, there is a bunch of custodial wallets that is attached to a Visa card that you have to load the card. Is that your money? No. That's not your money because the private key is not yours. So we made a way to connect those two words, and you're still in control of the whole situation. All right. So when we're trying to build this technology, we built the technology 4 years ago, but we're trying to put that in place. We went after the wallets. None of the wallets were ready for that. They could not understand the technology. Some of the wallets, their blockchain manager told me one day, because we need to put a message inside the transaction, the guy says, no, there is no message field on the blockchain. And I'm like, how can you say that? How do smart contracts run? So everything has to be on chain. We don't have to have special APIs, nothing like that. So the wallets were not ready for it. So then we decided to do our own wallet because it was the best way to do. And we tried to make it something simple and easy. So as the user that holds USDT or holds Bitcoin or our own stablecoin, because believe it or not, some people, they prefer to stay in a weak currency than USDT. Well, if they want to stay in reais, good. We provide the technology so they have a stablecoin reais. But now, then we had another challenge. Most of the stablecoins or most of the tokens in the market, they have an issue. And I've seen so many people receiving USDT and calling me, hey, Rocelo, I just got my salary receiving USDT now, but I'm trying to send the money out, and it's telling me that I have no money, but I do have the money. And then this message appears, gas. You need gas to transact. In my mind, if I want to do something that's going to make it easy for 36 million users in Brazil without a bank, maybe 5 million users in Argentina, maybe 4 million users in Colombia, I have to make something simple. It cannot be a gas thing, a question if I have the gas. And by the way, each blockchain is a different one. Now imagine USDT is running over almost like in 20 different blockchains, complicated, way too much. So we have to do something simple, easy. The user just going to go there, we're going to download our app, and he's have digital dollar, digital reais, and Bitcoin. That's it. Nothing more than that. And then for sure, with those three, we'll be able to cover 95% of the entire market. But it has to be something easy to them. So the first thing that we need to kill, it is the gas. Then we develop a technology to kill the gas. The user is still in control, don't need to be worried about gas, don't have to be worried about anything. Also in the wallet, the way we connected it straight to the financial system is the user have to feel in a way that he's doing the payment and to be completely abstract if he's doing it with Bitcoin, with USDT, or doesn't matter. He needs to read the QR code, send, paid. And in our case, if the user say, no, you know what, I'd rather to have the magic paper money in my pocket, well, in Brazil, he can go to 24,000 ATM machines and convert the good money, Bitcoin or USDT, to the shit money, that piece of paper printed, right? So you also are able to do that. So connecting that, now we're able to do in our wallet to do instant payment using Bitcoin. Does the merchant need to accept Bitcoin? No. Does the merchant need to accept USDT? No. But me as a user, which I do not trust in the banks, I can use this wallet. The main reason that to develop a technology like that or wallets like that was just because I was so tired about not being the owner of my own money and not use it every day. And every time I heard someone say, like, well, where can I use Bitcoin? Because in Brazil, nobody accepts Bitcoin. Well, now you can. So we built in a way that every single one can do an instant conversion, send money here, there, do payments. This technology is available to any exchange. There is, I think, now 3 exchanges using us, a few wallets using us, and a few other merchants in other countries using us. So how actually this thing works? All right, we use today 3 blockchains. We use Polygon, we use Liquid, and we are about to deploy on Plasma, because I think Plasma is going to be the future. Their blockchain seems to be way better than Polygon. But then Liquid, we have privacy. This is another issue that I want to talk with everyone. Privacy is very, very important. Most of people, they have no idea when you transfer money. Let's say you are in Mexico, and then you go to a coffee shop, and you want to say, you know what, I want to pay my coffee in Bitcoin. You know what you are? A target. You're not a client. Because when you send the money from your Bitcoin wallet to that person can go in the internet and check your balance, can check your transaction. And that works for even in USDT, on Ethereum network, and Polygon network, and all the other networks. But when you use Liquid, that does not happen. They're not going to be able to see transactions. They're not going to be able to see your balance. Why I'm saying that? Because I believe in the future, financial institutions are going to use blockchains such as Liquid or Plasma when they implement the confidential transaction to do that. So this is really, really important. But going back to the point how it works, USDT come to our hot address, we detect that within seconds, we convert, we do the payment. Right now is live, 100% live in Brazil. In about a couple of weeks, it's going to be live in Argentina. And next year, it's going to be live in Colombia and Bolivia. The reason that's not live yet is because the bank system on their countries does not have the technology that we need. But everything happens on-chain. The user is in full control of the money all the time. Well, everybody knows self-custody is really important, complicated, but we are dealing with that. Right now, we are doing an experiment, testing how can we replace or not, say, be a second option using biometric instead the 12 words. We are testing using the hand. So the ATM, a company in Brazil that do the ATM machines, they have a hand reader that we are trying to also use the hand as a possibility for you to recover your wallet. So you have your 12 words, which is difficult, but also you have your hand. So go there to ATM machine, place your hand over there, then you're going to be able to recover. And everything has to be encrypted, no database. So it's complicated, but it's possible to do. We are right now testing this thing. Well, when the complication that I was saying, having the control of your private key and connecting the payment network, and has to be seamless, has to be something so transparent that you can just do the payment straight away, was not easy, was not simple to do that, but we made it. Today, a payment is happening within 8 seconds. Hopefully, with Plasma, we can drop that to 2 seconds. We are already testing this. Hopefully, we're going to be able to do that. But the whole point here is we want to make something so standard that any wallet in the world, when they want to do payments in Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, all the countries that we are covering, they're going to be able just to read out the way we do, and then they'll be able to do the payment. But the most important part, no API. Everything on-chain, including you have to do MiCA on-chain. You have to do travel rule on-chain. Everything encrypted. That way, we can even save data inside the on-chain. So that's the whole point, because maybe tomorrow, Truth are not going to be in the market anymore because I decide to buy an island somewhere and I don't want to work with Bitcoin anymore. I just want to relax there with my family. I can close down the company and everyone can use because it's a standard protocol that everybody can do. That's why self-custodial is important, but also layer with the standard also is important. All right. We have the APIs called Swapix, that do the whole magic on chain. When we receive USDT, we read the entire blockchain, Liquid or Polygon or Plasma. We are monitoring, we have our own nodes monitoring the transactions. We capture the transaction that belongs to us, we do the conversion, and that's it. When it speaks, we do the same situation. Someone is sending PIX to us, we detect the transaction inside the QR code of the PIX is going to be the wallet that we need to send the money and the blockchain. When we generate a PIX QR code, we know which blockchain and which currency. So could be, for example, Bitcoin. So then we send over there. So that's exactly, it's everything, like I said, it's everything on chain. Most important, the regulators, they always say like, we need to see this, we need to see that. Okay, just go to the blockchain. This is the key, good luck. I don't need a database to do that. Well, blockchain is a database itself. Why do I have to build another database to do that? So we connected, and this API called Swapix is the one who actually do the entire magic to happen in the entire system. Well, this has happened after 6 months of fight. A company from the United States called Resolve AI. We are talking back and forth, and then we've been acquired by Resolve, which is a company listed on NASDAQ. And now they want to, let's say, what we did maybe in Brazil and a couple of countries in Latin America, they want to make that thing global. So the whole idea with Resolve now acquiring SmartPay and Truther is to make something even bigger. And because Resolve is specialists in artificial intelligence, now we have also the computer power and the money power, of course, to develop this thing and to put all that together. So this is the numbers that we did, 1 billion on the last 12 months. That's only in payments. Just for you guys to realize, I traveled to Argentina, and then one day I went to a wine shop. The guy from the wine shop told me, Rocelo, you save our life. Well, why is that? He says, because now I'm accepting PIX here in my store. And when the Brazilians come here, I have just a QR code here. They read the QR code. Within seconds, I receive USDT in my wallet. So wow, good, that's you can do that. So then I asked this guy in Argentina, but what do you do with USDT? Do you convert to pesos? He says, hell no, of course not. Why are we going to have a weak thing? But now Brazilians are traveling to Argentina, buying stuff in Argentina, paying straight from his bank account. And the merchant in Argentina, within seconds, receive the payment. The best part, the merchant in Argentina does not pay fee. 0 fee. Instant money, 0 fee. All those things happen because of this technology. And they don't have to wait for Visa to credit the money to him. There is no chargeback. There is no fraud. Everything is inside the blockchain. And we are today in SmartPay. We are 50 guys in the company, and we managed to do all that. Now with Resolve on board, for sure we're going to do way more than that. And not just Latin America, but definitely going to go to other countries, use the same technology. And of course, we're going to enhance much more the wallet to make... The wallet today is available to anyone. The version 2 of the wallet, it's very nice, is going to be available January next year. Right now I have the version 1, but the version 2 has something else even better. We adding on the version Plasma on the version 2 is going to be available, especially because we're going to have to get Visa on board with that too. So we are building more and more things. So for sure, in 2026 is going to be even better for us. Well, this is one thing that I'm being capping in Brazil a lot, talking with the banks in Brazil, for them to add the stablecoin inside the platform. Because I do believe stablecoin is going to be the one that we're going to make some competition to Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Because with the stablecoin, you can drop the fees to near to 0, right? But we need, remember the T, Trojan horse? we need to add a stablecoin inside the banks. The next step is add stablecoin on the POS machines. That way, everyone with stablecoin can do. In Latin America, for you to buy stuff, let's say, for example, from Amazon, or import some stuff, it depends on your limit on the credit card, you'll be able to do payments. For you to have an idea, the average limit for the credit card in Brazil is at $2,000 for a person. Now imagine a person coming to Switzerland with a credit card and their limit is $2,000. You're not going to be able even to pay the hotel. So how can you travel with that? So we have to make this thing in a way that you can use a stablecoin or can use fiat or inside a bank application to be able to do payments, instant payments. And then the best way to do that, it is bring stablecoin to the bank. But to do that, I have spoke with a couple of central banks, and the problem is always privacy. Because banks, they do not accept that you transfer money from your account to someone's account, and that person can see your balance or can see your transactions. And I have to agree with that. So that's why liquid and plasma in the future is going to be very, very important. In Brazil, there is at the moment, right now, 5 banks using our technology. They are developing to start to offer a digital dollar account. For the fintechs, the cool part is they don't need to buy an expensive license. They even can decide to give the user the private key, so they don't have to do the custodial service. So let's put it this way. The way to the user start to use cryptocurrencies, believe it or not, is the guys that we hate most, the banks. But we have to use them as a way for everybody to start to use it. Okay, so this is something that we proved in Brazil, and I think $1 billion in the last 12 months was enough to prove the amount of transactions that we did. One aspect is really nice. Last year, around 23 of December, and in one single day, we did over than 600,000 transactions. That was foreigners coming to Brazil using USDT for Bitfinex or our wallet or someone's wallet that's using our technology in one single day. I never expect that, but happens. And hopefully this summer going to happen that again. But we prove with PIX and USDT together, we did a test in Brazil. Now, for sure, next year, this map is going to be a little bit different than this one. But I'm sure the way we are using stablecoin and the way we're going to prove that is going to work in the future is going to be very, very good. OK, so that's what I have today. I'm going to show you guys a quick video that we did. And you can mark this name, Resolve, because next year, for sure, you're going to see a lot of things coming from us, especially on the payment system. Because, listen, I don't want to fight with the cards. I don't want to fight anymore with the banks. I did fight enough already. So just one quick thing. On 2015, I was called on the Brazilian Central Bank for a meeting. Because I sued all the banks in Brazil. And then finally, someone got me in a meeting with the president of the Brazilian Central Bank and few banks on the table. I got on a meeting with a T-shirt. And was written on the T-shirt, F the banks. That was not cool. That was not cool. But then my wife was like, that's not nice. You should, yeah, it's a very strong word. 2 years later, I changed. Fork the banks. Was nicer, right? I'm forking them. Has the same meaning, all right? The actual T-shirt is, I am in love with the banks. In the end of the day, I'm going to F them, right? This is the thing. So we are creating a very cool stuff. So you can see by the video, it's a very cool one. So you can show.
Latin America has always been a laboratory of innovation. PIX brought inclusion and scale. Stablecoins brought global stability. But until now, these two worlds were barely connected. With Truther, that has changed. You hold digital dollars and pay in Brazilian reais via PIX instantly with full control of your wallet. Your key is yours, real self-custody. You can withdraw, make payments, Or use the Truther Visa card, bringing your crypto assets into the real world. People receiving money from abroad, travelers, or families sending funds, all can access financial freedom with simplicity. Truther connects blockchain and instant payments in one single app. From digital to real, from personal control to financial freedom, from stable coins to stable societies.
Well, guys, that's all. Please feel free to find me on Instagram, Twitter, and I'm always available. Send me questions. And if one day you want to come to Brazil, please download our wallet or use Bitfinex or one of our business partners. Thank you very much for being here today.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Rocelo. What's your handle on Instagram and Twitter? What's your handle?
At Rocelo.
At Rocelo?
Yes.
Wow.
So
OG stuff. Amazing. Thank you so much again, Rocelo. Fantastic talk. Lovely to hear about all the goings on in Brazil.